My husband is heading on a hunting trip next week and has requested that I make him some MRE meals to keep him alive while he's in the Alaskan wilderness. I happily obliged because we all know making MRE meals is my favorite thing to make in my freeze dryer. And I've got 4 new recipes going today. That is going to total 12 MRE meals for him, which will end up being what, 4 days worth of food. This is gonna be his first time hunting up here, and I am equally excited for him. He's going with some friends who have all the equipment and know what they're doing, but also of course nervous because I won't be in contact with him, and you know, it's Alaska. We got bears, we got moose, we got wolves. Yes, we do. So let's get going in on these meals, and you'll see, but at one point, this whole thing almost becomes a disaster, and my meals, I was so scared, were ruined. My first recipe is going to be a breakfast item. My husband loves any type of breakfast scramble that's got a lot of eggs and protein. So here's what I'm doing for that breakfast scramble. I'm picking up some shredded hash browns from Walmart. I already have eggs and sausage at home, and that's all I need for this scramble. I'm getting my stove ready to cook the hash brown, egg, sausage scramble. This is gonna be a nice high protein breakfast for Nate when he's out in the wilderness. I think it's gonna end up making 3 large portions. Starting with the hash browns, I'm just lightly spraying my pan with avocado oil. I'm using as minimal oil as possible because oil is something that does not freeze dry. It can spoil. So I'm just going very light on that. I think I'm gonna use about half of this bag. While my hash browns cook over here, I'm going to get my eggs scrambling. I've got 8 eggs. And I'm just adding salt and pepper as I go. I'm gonna transfer my eggs over to my hash browns and just mix it all together. The hash browns are gonna break up a little bit, but that's fine because when it's freeze dried and rehydrated, it's not gonna keep its perfect shape anyway. Oh, look at this terrible pan. I've got some news. When I was at Costco today, the Hexclad dealer was there. Dealer, sales representative, I don't know. They're gonna be there all week. I didn't buy them yet. I told them I need to come back with my husband and we are gonna check out the Hexclad pans, but I think we're getting them, and I'm just gonna call it an early anniversary present. I think that sounds like a good plan. So over here I have a big thing of sausage that I purchased from Costco. I cooked it up. I'm gonna use about 2/3 of this in the scramble, and then the rest is going to be used in another MRE later on in the video. And our scramble is going to be done. I am going to be pre-freezing all of the meals for the freeze dryer because a lot of these are going to be very dense, so it'll be better, more efficient, more quick to pre-freeze them. So I'm just working one at a time and then gonna just stick them in the freezer as I go. That was a close call, but it all fit on my tray. These trays can hold 2.5 pounds of food. This is not 2.5 pounds, so we're fine. It's just a matter of smushing it all in here. You can see it's still steaming. It smells so good. I think he's gonna really enjoy this for breakfast. It's gonna be like having a hot, fresh meal made from me when I'm not there. So he better be grateful for this. One of the ways I like to show love is making food for people. He knows that I enjoy cooking for him, and so I think he will be very grateful to have these meals. I'm gonna let this cool off and then stick my tray lid on. If I stick the lid on now, it's just gonna steam up and crystallize and get all icy in the freezer. So this needs to come to room temperature before I put it into the freezer. Meal number 2 is a chicken tikka masala. This one I did super easy with a grocery store shortcut, and actually I think is gonna be so good. Okay, also, I've always called it tiki masala, but is it tikka masala? I need to go read that jar closely. I think it's tikka masala. I don't know. Anyway, it's one of his favorite dishes. He loves Indian food, and so we're gonna do that next. For this dish, I just need a pre-packaged, yes, it is called tikka masala. It says it right here on the bag. I need the sauce, some shredded chicken, and rice, which I already have at home. This next meal I think is gonna be very good, I have not freeze dried it in this sense. So I have like one of my most favorite meals that I ever freeze dried was a chicken curry. I still dream about it. It was so good. And I actually have some down in my prepper stash still that I bring out on special occasions. Special camping occasions. So this one, we are gonna use a tiki masala. My husband loves chicken tiki masala, so I just thought this would be a super easy, quick way to get a delicious, flavorful meal while he's out hunting. It's gonna be filling, it's gonna be delicious, and fairly healthy. I have some shredded rotisserie chicken right here. I'm gonna use about half of this. The other half is gonna be for one of our other meals. And then I'm just gonna dump this sauce in the pan. I'm stirring this together, and then I'm gonna add my rice in here and mix it all together just so that it's easy. I don't like when I have a pile of rice and then topping on top of it, because when you add water back to it to reconstitute it, you want it all mixed up anyway. It's gonna mix up anyway, so I just like to put it all together and then it'll reconstitute all together. Again, I'm gonna count this as like 3 meals. I'm gonna add about 2 cups of rice. I'm gonna see how that looks. And I may need to add some like chicken broth to it, but actually maybe it'll be just fine. This smells so good. This one came together so fast. I mean, I guess because I already had the rice pre-cooked, ready to go, and I had the chicken pre-shredded, ready to go. This one is so good. He's gonna love it. He's gonna make all his buddies jealous while he's out camping with them. Okay, let me go grab my next tray. That's really good. Okay, I can recommend whatever bag of tiki masala sauce that was. Tastes great. I carved some little lines so that I know where I'm gonna do my portion sizes, so that I can get this somewhat equal into 3. Oh, and you know what? I should weigh my trays, and then I can give my husband an idea of how much water to add back. Again, we're gonna wait for this to cool off before I put the lid on. Mr. Freeze Dry is also a fan of Mexican food, and so I found a recipe for a green chili chicken enchilada soup, which I think is gonna end up being more like a chili, but either way, it's gonna be awesome because these types of meals reconstitute really well when you just add water back to them. So here's this one. We're grabbing a can of diced green chilies, 1 can of green enchilada sauce, a pack. I really like the Siete brand seasonings. I got the chicken fajita seasoning, a package of bone broth, pinto beans, and then I got some cream cheese, sour cream. We needed an onion and a jalapeno. And then I also will be adding shredded chicken. You will have to excuse the mess that I have turned into because I'm just messy. But recipe number 3. I can't believe we're halfway done already. I am so excited for this one. I've never made this, but it sounded so good when I came across this recipe online. So let's go. I have diced up about a half of an onion and 1 seeded jalapeno. I'm gonna saute it. I'm cooking everything in my stock pot for this soup, so I only have to dirty 1 dish. It's been a typical Alaskan day today. It was cloudy and kind of chilly all day. Now at 6 o'clock, the sun has come out. So as soon as I get these last 2 meals done, I'm gonna go enjoy a walk outside in the sunshine. I'm adding in some salt and some of my freeze-dried garlic powder. Yeah, didn't mean to do that. I told you I'm a mess today. I am on the struggle bus. These long cooking days, I like ball of energy when we first start and all like excited and ready to go. And then as I just cook a lot, I get spazzy. The recipe calls for 3 cups of water, but I think I'm gonna stick with 2 for now. I just don't want chicken broth. I don't want this soup to be too watery, just because we're gonna remove all the water anyway. Oh, We'll do 2 1/4. So I'm gonna let this simmer as all the rest of my ingredients are just kind of like dump and go. This is a can of green chili enchilada sauce. And we've got a can of diced green chilies, and I'm adding that with the juice and everything. I lost another lid. Go me. Okay. I've got a can of rinsed and drained pinto beans. The recipe calls for corn, but my husband does not prefer corn, so I'm just leaving that out. Me personally, I would like corn in it, but he doesn't. So we're gonna, since this is for him, make it the way he wants. I love the Siete brand of spice mixes, and so I just grabbed this chicken fajita one. I figured it would go great with chicken enchilada soup. So this is just the seasoning I'm going to use rather than do individual things with like cumin, chili powder, all of that. I'm just gonna put in probably like 1/3 of this packet. Here is my shredded chicken. I don't know if I'm gonna use all of this. Maybe. Yeah, we'll just dump it all in. If it doesn't all fit on my freeze dryer tray, I will just save some for myself for lunch tomorrow because it's gonna be so good. The creamy component to this soup is cream cheese and sour cream. I purchased the lower fat cream cheese just to reduce the fat content in here and the reduced fat sour cream. I think I'm gonna do 1/2 block of cream cheese and then about 1/4 cup of sour cream. Gotta steal a little taste for seasoning. This is so good. It is so flavorful. I don't think it needs anything added to it. It literally tastes perfect. This is so good. I'm just gonna wait for the little bits of cream cheese to finish melting. Then I think we can load up our freeze dryer tray. Since this one's a soup, I think I'm not gonna use a tray liner. I'll just use my little scraper to unpackage it all. But that makes it then hard to portion out. These are all the things I'm just like thinking about. Because if all the powder, like the flavoring powder ends up on one side and you don't divide it evenly, it's not gonna be flavored well. Oh, you know what I was gonna add to this that I forgot is a scoop of rice. Normally when I would serve this, you would put like crunchy tortilla strips on top or something like that. But he's not gonna have that. He just wants to have a full meal in the pouch. And I want it to be more filling than just this. So from my rice that I made earlier, I am going to add some. I just wanna make sure he has a full belly at the end of a long day of hunting. And I just think that rice is gonna help beef this up a little bit. Okay, so I decided no tray liner. And I'm just gonna use there's some water in there, a measuring cup to help me scoop this out. All right, so 5 cups fit on this tray. I think that's gonna be plenty for 3 servings of soup. Shouldn't it be? If not, he could always just have 2 because I'm just gonna send all of this with him and he'll eat what he needs to eat. The thing with hunting is he has no idea how long he's gonna be out for. If they're catch on the first day, then they come home. If they don't get their catch, they could be out there 5 days, 7 days, I don't know. This is my first time as a hunting wife. So this is all new to me, new to him too, but the people who he's going with are longtime Alaskan hunters. So he should be in good hands. He's very excited. If you're curious what my husband is hunting for, that is moose. Moose is something that is very commonly hunted here in Alaska, and one moose could feed 2 families for an entire year. Moose meat can be used pretty much equally as cow beef, and I have had moose from our neighbors and I really do love it. I've had moose roast and moose like ground up hamburger meat, and it tastes really good. It's just like a lean beef, I would say. It's not gamey like elk or deer, that kind of meat can be. If you cook it right, it tastes so good. If my husband and his friends can get a moose, it'll be awesome protein for our family to have in our freezer. And for our fourth and final meal, I am doing an Orzo pasta lemon sausage soup. I kind of changed this recipe around a little bit. I'll show you what I do. But I thought the Orzo pasta, it's tiny like rice. I thought it would be good for reconstituting versus like a huge penne noodle or something. But I think this one is gonna be a good one. For this one, I am grabbing some carrots and celery. We're gonna use the other half of the onion that I had in a previous recipe. I'm getting bone broth for the liquid, and then I was glad to see that Walmart had the Orzo pasta because I've never purchased this before. I was glad they had it. I also need lemons. So this last recipe, I don't know if my husband's gonna be grateful for because he's gonna get some veggies in it. But I gotta make sure that even when he's out in the woods, he's getting some veggies. This is just the start of the soup, which is some diced carrot, celery, and onion. We're gonna saute it in the bottom of this pan. I just did a very small amount of butter to cook this. I've never made an Orzo recipe before. I've never used Orzo pasta, but I thought it would be perfect for reconstituting because it's tiny. It's like the size of a piece of rice, but it's pasta. My husband loves pasta, and I just thought this one sounded so good. So I really hope he likes it. I think he will. And I think it's just gonna reconstitute very easily, which will be nice. So we're gonna make a little roux. I'm gonna add another tablespoon of butter, about a teaspoon of my garlic powder, and about a tablespoon of flour. This will help thicken up our broth. And I'm gonna add this entire carton of chicken broth. I actually got bone broth. I just thought that bone broth would give him a little extra healthy punch that's good for your bones and joints and gut. So that will be nice for him to have. I'm gonna let that come to a simmer, and our Orzo is done. I'm gonna add in some Italian seasoning. And I'm going to add sausage to this soup. You could do chicken, you could do beef, whatever you want. But this one is going to be sausage. And now I will add the pasta. I'm just kind of eyeballing. I would like it to be, I don't think we need all of that, but I want it to be fairly noodly or ricey, whatever you want to call it. And then to make it lemony, I'm going to grate in a little bit of lemon zest. I'm not going to go too crazy. And then squeeze in some juice. Gotta taste it. It's very hot. Ooh. Okay. And then we could add a little more lemon juice. Maybe that's it. That's pretty dang good. I'm impressed. I keep wondering what this little paper is back here on my counter. We went to our favorite Mexican food restaurant here in town, and they gave my kids some stickers. They were so cute. They need to put this on like a water bottle or something. Well, I can't believe I've finished our fourth meal. You guys better tell Nate how lucky he is, because I don't think any of the other guys' wives are doing this. This one is probably not gonna be his favorite just because it has vegetables in it, but I don't care. He has to eat it. And here we go. I am gonna let this cool off, get the lid on, and then get this into my freezer. My settings today are -10 degrees freeze time, 0 extra freeze time because I have this pre-frozen, 120 dry temp, and I think I'm set at about 8 hours of extra dry time. Hit start, we're gonna wait 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna go pull those meals out of the freezer. I went to Costco yesterday. I'm gonna do an unboxing at the end of this video, and you will see what I got. But I'm So excited. Here is how they look out of the freezer. They did so well. These have been freezing for 24 hours. I typically only freeze overnight, but I think it is suggested that you pre-freeze your items for 24 hours. So look at me following the rules. I'm sometimes a rule breaker, but I've never had any problems. Our 15 minutes is up, and now we can load up our trays. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close it up. Close my drain valve. Hit continue. And we're off to the races. I gotta run out the door, got a few errands to run before my kids get home from school. Tomorrow is a substitute teaching day. We are having like overcast rainy weather for the next like 2 or 3 days, which I thought it would be raining all day today, but so far it's just been cloudy. So that's been nice. Hopefully tomorrow it will be the same. Because what's funny in Alaska, we go out to recess when it's snowing. It can be dumping down buckets of snow and those kids go out to recess. But when it's raining, recess is canceled. That's typically because in the winter time, everyone has their snow gear. We're prepared for snow. But in those in-between seasons when it's not snowing, kids don't come with full-on rain gear. And then when they go out to recess in the rain, they just end up soaking wet, and then they're back in school wet and miserable. So that's just kind of funny. No recess in the rain, yes, recess in the snow. They do cancel recess if it is colder than -10 degrees. A lot of times I am outside on recess duty on these cold days, which is not ideal, but we get through it. I use heated hand warmers. Those are like the best. My mom also got me a heated vest, and so I'll be able to use that this year, which I'm very excited for also. So thanks, Mom. I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. I'm guessing this is gonna be well over 30 hours to freeze dry all of this food. So I'll keep y'all posted. Y'all, I just got home from work. Do you see the wind that's happening out here? It's hard to tell right from this little angle, but we have had a crazy windstorm all day today. The power went out the last hour of school, so that was quite, you know, exciting and interesting to navigate with all the kids there because we have backup generators in the school. They didn't turn on and work for some reason, so that's something for this school, I guess, to fix or figure out. Power outages are fairly common here. Normally in the wintertime, we get these really big windstorms. Wind knocks over trees onto power lines and the power goes out. I don't remember having a windstorm this bad in the like summer fall season. So it's just kind of weird. But look, you guys, my freeze dryer was in the middle of freeze drying. I think we were at the end of the process. We were possibly in extra dry time. I hadn't checked my phone for an update. When I left to school this morning, I had checked and the little progress bar was not all the way to the end, but it was close. So I'm guessing it was an extra dry time. I don't know. I am just leaving it in here. I'm not gonna open the door. The ice ring is still around it. So I think it's still like gonna be able to keep it cool in there. I will show you what happens when the power comes back on because it is cool. Your machine remembers like where it was at and it will hopefully be able to resume where we left off. We will see. The power company updated that they have crews working on the downed power line and hopefully it'll be back on soon. I don't know, but it's been a couple of hours. We have power back on. Yay for that. So I'm not quite sure what is happening. It tells me that there was a power outage of 3 hours and 33 minutes, but now we're back in vacuum freezing mode. I'm unsure if this is like redoing the whole cycle or what. But I guess I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I don't want to end it because it's not gonna be fully freeze dried. I think it's refreezing the food from losing power and then gonna vacuum pump dry again, but hopefully it's already mostly dry. I don't know. I'm confused, but it's bedtime. I'm just gonna let this keep running and then I will let you know in the morning what happened with this. Hello, good morning. The freeze dryer ran for another 16 hours and now the machine says that it is done. So because it has been in here for so long, we're gonna call it good. I'm gonna take out our meals, see how they look. I'm assuming everything is great. And I don't think the power outage has ruined anything. Knock on wood. Let's get these out and see. Y'all, this morning we were eating breakfast and my son looks out the window and says, "Mom, there's a moose in our backyard." We hurried and looked out the window and there was a baby moose hanging out in our backyard. She kind of walked around, checked out my plants, ate some of our fireweed. Cutest thing ever. So I will have some footage for you after I get these meals packed up because it was just so cute. One perk of living in Alaska is the wildlife. And it's been a while since we've had a moose nearby. So this was fun to see. It was so cute. You guys are going to fire me from my job as the MRE queen. Okay, I'm not the MRE queen, but I like to think that I am because I forgot to weigh my trays. I said I was going to and forgot to. So I'm gonna leave it up to my husband to be able to guesstimate how much water to add to these pouches. It's not hard. I just do a little bit at a time. Stir, if it needs more, you add more. It's not hard. That's normally how I do it. So I'm just gonna have to train him a little bit. But everything looks like it has dried beautifully. I'm gonna work on packaging these up. I was sent some MRE size meal bags from Bill, one of my viewers. Thank you so much. I am using these today for Mr. freeze-dried MRE meals. These are gonna be perfect. These are individual, single size. They came from Pleasant Valley Farms, I believe is what it's called. If I can find the information for this company, I will link it in the video description below. Hopefully I can find it, but I love the size with the gusseted bottom. I'm also trying out the metal food scoop for the first time from Crunch Co., which I'm excited to try. If you're interested in purchasing a freeze dryer, they are still on sale for the end of summer. You can check the link in my video description below. That'll take you to Harvest Right website and you can see all of the different freeze dryers that they offer. Mine is a size medium, which I absolutely love. So to ensure that I don't forget what is in what bag, as I put in the oxygen absorber, I'm also gonna label the bag. I already had to do a double take. This is the lemon Orzo soup. I will bet you $1 million that my husband has no idea what Orzo pasta is. I will tell him, but that's just funny. He would never know what that means. All right, this is another lemon. But you get the picture. I'm gonna do all of this for all 12 bags. Then we just gotta heat seal the top shut and we are done. I would have been so upset if my whole freeze drying run got ruined from that power outage because this took so much time and was a lot of work, but we are all good. Thankful for that. Here's the final roll call of everything we have. 3 chicken tiki masala meals, 3 green chili chicken enchilada soups. This one was my favorite. 3 Orzo lemon soup with sausage. These ones are really good too. It's more of like light and refreshing, which I think would be nice to have. Especially if it's like cold and rainy, that soup would be so good. And then the breakfast scramble. These will be great for breakfast or a lunch or a dinner. They'll be very filling and yummy. I think I'll also send him with some like Taco Bell sauce packs if he wants to put that like on the soup, or ketchup packs if he wants it for the breakfast scramble to add some flavorings. But I think he's going to love this. He's definitely going to be eating the best out of all of his hunting buddies. I think that's for sure. We'll have to see if he ends up sharing any with them. We're also going to throw in I have some freeze-dried oatmeal meals still left over, grab a few other things from my stash. He also needs some fruit, which I've got some in my stash. I think I will just pull some from that and give to him. So he's got some fruit in his system, which will be good. And then just water, of course. We've got 2 more things on the agenda. I'm gonna show you the darling moose that I have now deemed as my pet, even though it's long gone by now. And then I'm gonna do an unboxing of that special surprise that I got. I can't even wait.
Mom. No, I said you're not allowed to eat my raspberries. Stay away from that one. Stay away from that one. Don't eat those. Where are you gonna go? You need to go back out.
Oh,
He's just trampling my raspberry bushes. Well, actually, he's doing an okay job of walking over them. But I think she found the big weed pile in that back corner. Just walk straight and you'll get out of the backyard. Just walk straight. Nope, don't turn. Walk straight.
Is it turning around?
Walk straight. If you go straight, you'll get out. No, wrong way, wrong way. I guess you're our new pet.
No, don't eat that.
It's been rainy, cloudy, and windy for the last 3 days. Crazy windy yesterday with the power outage, but the sun came out, which I'm like so thrilled about. So that's, you know, some good news. I had to get it because I don't know the next time Hexclad is coming back to Costco. So I told my husband this was going to be like an early anniversary present for me. Our anniversary is in November. You know, it's late August. Who's counting? But he was totally on board because we need new pans. I got the like sauteing frying pan sets that they have. They had a set of like frying pans. They had a set of more bigger pots. I didn't really need pots. I more wanted the frying pan. These are the two lids. Lids are boring. Useful, but boring. Okay, lid and lid. I talked to the salesman. He said when you are cooking with Hexclad pans, you need to never cook higher than medium heat. That medium is your new high, and you're more often going to be in the lower range of like low to medium. So he was like, that's kind of weird to get used to, but that's going to ensure that you don't ruin your pans. So this is the smaller frying pan. What do we call it? 8-inch fry pan. It's like so heavy duty and nice. This one is the wok pan. He says this is a free gift for the Costco bundle deal with this set, and the lid fits the wok. I love a good stir fry, so this one will come in handy. Oh, and we got a third lid over here. More cardboard. You guys, the cardboard is a real issue. Okay, lid. This one here is our 10-inch frying pan. And we have the 12-inch fry pan. Again, the frying pans were what I really needed. This one is huge. You could cook lots of things. You could do chicken, steaks, whatever on here. This is very big, and I think I'm gonna love it. So be on the lookout for these in future videos because I'm excited to try them. And if I'm converted, I may need to eventually get the entire set, but I mean, that'll have to be down the road. So yeah, that's everything. The Hexclad frying pans. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy all things freeze drying, plus shopping for new pans. Wish Nate luck out on his hunting adventure. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I will have some updates for you on how everything went. And I hope I will have a freezer full of meat. That would be so exciting. Remember, when you freeze dry today, you secure your tomorrow. Bye, friends.